Welcome to Sui Generis. This is in D10. We're in Balmoral today. We're heading up to have a look at a 4-bedder luxury unit. Follow me for this PropertyLimBrothers home tour. Let's go. So we're gonna explore what you see on level 1, and of course, just look at this. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Right in the middle will be this beautiful lawn space with your central pool, and you have a nice kids pool as well, kids playground at the back. You also have a very fully equipped gym, plus a clubhouse which will be fantastic for kids gathering. Security is 24/7. You have private parking. You also find that you have your own golf cabinet, and this is a view that you get of the entire project. The facade looks modern and beautiful. Now let's head up back to have a look at the bedrooms. First up, all the units here come with their own private lift, and oh my goodness, this is such a great size that nowadays, of course, if you go to a lot of new launches, you no longer get this kind of size. This is a 2131 square feet 4-bedder. Let me just give a backdrop of where we are. Of course, D10 is what we call the king of schools enclave, and this is of course in Bukit Timah, but there's a distinction based on just an orientation for you on the MRT belt. Newton MRT is a very strategic location because this is also at the brim of D9. Because just right at about less than 500 meters walk to the MRT station at Newton, that will bring you towards Scotts Road, and of course from Scotts Road you head down towards the entire Orchard Belt. Now this project at Sui Generis, this is located at Balmoral. Balmoral has a special advantage in the sense that we call this like the millionaire's condo road, because just along the entire Balmoral Road are these two stretches of fantastic condo choices that you can head for. However, if you were to come with me to look at what is available, because District 10 and District 9 were like the city core of Singapore when Singapore first started. So a lot of the projects in the past, of course, were of the older facade. So it's very hard to get like a modern facade like Sui Generis that was being completed in the year 2010. And this is a freehold status. You only have 40 units in a boutique development, out of which you have like a U-shaped kind of tower blocks. I'm going to bring you through the layout a little bit. Alright, so follow me while we start the home tour from here. This is what you experience when you come home. Right on from the private live lobby, the marble flooring is flush all the way towards your living, as well as your bedroom walkway before you head into the bedrooms. And of course, you have your own storage needs here, DB box, 2 panels of shoe cabinetry. You already can have a glimpse of the beautiful pool view from this glass panel right at your private live lobby. Of course, there are still spaces here if you want to do a little bit more cabinetry, maybe over at this wall line. I think that's still doable. The main door from your private lift has like a dual open and close system, so you can open from both ways. Now once you walk in, you only will be able to get this wide span landscape layout for a living and dining room, usually in luxury apartments. Now nowadays, if you look at a lot of the layout are going towards the straight through narrow layout, whereby you come in through your main door, kitchen, dining, living, balcony. It's very hard to get a wide span layout because a wide span layout consumes more real estate towards the view. And if you notice, there's like 6 panels of sliding panel doors that opens up to your beautiful balcony, and this balcony stretches towards your master room as well. One thing to look out for balcony is that are they sheltered? And yes, in Sui Generis it's sheltered, and you can also put up a zip track if you want to enclose it. When you have parties, you want to blast your aircon, and that's doable. If you notice, now we're filming at about 12:50 p.m. In terms of the brightness for the unit, fabulous. Ceiling height is fabulous. Ducted aircon. Now the units that we have for sale, they spread through a few different levels, but the layout in terms of the sizing wise is consistent. So the 4-bedders are 2131 square feet, 3-bedders are 1572 square feet. So the key difference is only the bedroom difference. And of course, we're at the 4-bedder now. It comes with 2 separate kitchens. On top of having like an enclosed kitchen for heavy cooking, this gourmet kitchen also allows you to act as an enclosed kitchen as well if you want to. So there's like a double flexibility. So once you come in, centralized peninsula. You have an induction cooker, and of course appliances are all from Gaggenau. Oven system, huge fridge space over here. You have 3 panels of windows looking outwards, and take note, all the units here are single loading. That means you have front and back unblocked vantage point, and that means cross ventilation. Once you head in here, beautiful yard space. Now, all private lift units come with their own service lift and a back door. So that gives everybody that convenience. You have maintenance work, furniture delivery, they can all come through the service lift. It has a top hung storage as well, own ventilation window, and of course, it also enjoys tabletop space, heavy cooking burner from Gaggenau, and bottom cabinetry. So I think in terms of storage needs for the kitchen, it's really fully fitted for you. So if I want to flip over, you also have an additional yard WC. You have your washer cum dryer, dedicated sunken in space so it doesn't eat up into your yard zone. So Sui Generis has a kilometers radius from 2 schools. This is fabulous for entire family. Your kids, once they graduate from the primary school level, they can move on to many different popular and good secondary schools around here. And I think once people come to D10, seldom do they want to move up, because as I look at Scott's Road, that will head past Hamilton Scott's, going down into Wheelock, going down into Takashimaya, Balmoral itself links you directly from the main Bukit Timah Road towards Stevens Road. And then from Stevens Road, you can head down either towards Orange Grove, towards Shangri-La, or you can head down straight towards Orchard as well, because that will connect you back towards Scotts Road. If I bring out our Trifecta triangle, the top apex will be its size, because you are buying something that's more than 2,000 square feet, and that's 2131 square feet. And that's the reason why in terms of a PSF, you look at it with the freehold status, and the very fact that it is a development that was just being completed in 2010. That brings us to maybe wonder like, hey, you know, nowadays new launches is already doing for 99 years in OCR and RCR region. That means I'm talking about the mass market condo region as well as the city fringe region. They are already pegging themselves and performing very well at 2.4 to 2,007 plus per square feet. Some of the units are even transacted at 2.8 PSF for some of the RCR new launches. So when you look at this, which is at about 2,004 to 2,005 PSF for freehold status, and you're having the D10 Balmoral address, it makes a lot of sense from a PSF perspective. But there again, once I head towards a quantum perspective at about $5.2 odd million, when I compare with what I can get in terms of using this quantum for most of the 4-bedders around the Balmoral region, is already going towards $6, $7, and $8 million because of their sure size in terms of different asking prices. So from a quantum play perspective, this starts to make a lot of sense. From a PSF perspective, this also makes a very attractive entry PSF point. Now just take a reference with Perfect 10, just right across the street, which is doing very well as a new launch, and that is already currently asking at about 3.3 to 3.4 PSF. When I look at some of the projects around Balmoral, be it Volari, be it Balmoral Residences, there are differences, of course, in terms of PSF, but some of those units, they are asking at about 2,007. Some of them are asking about $3,000 per square feet, depending on the size and layout. So in terms of entry range, I think this 4-bedder definitely has a very attractive point based on what you're getting on your footprint. And the interesting point is that you have this nice separator from your bedroom walkway towards the living and dining zone. That gives you privacy towards your bedroom as well. You have a lot of different wall lines for you to put in your art pieces as well. And I think this will be a very beautiful family memory lane. So first up, you have a powder room dedicated for your guests. Your first bedroom is over here. This is an ensuite junior master. You have very good size, and after we put in the queen bed, side table, 2-door sliding panel, good ceiling height, you have this bay window that you should fully utilize. You can actually flush it up to about this height for pull-out storages. Second thing is, of course, you can do it at a U panel, kind of like a cushion system, so that you can just sit here and read. Additionally, you can also use one side to flush it as a bookcase. There's a lot of flexibility to do it. So once you come into the bedroom, you also have very good fittings in terms of flooring and wall materials. And the master room has a connecting balcony. If you want a small little separator from your balcony, you can of course put it like a natural kind of canopy right there, just like what we have done. Of course, you can put it like a taller version if you want to. Now you can also zip track down entire balcony. You can also look at towards the pool view from here when your kids are playing downstairs. So master room, fabulous in size, extremely wide. You can still have this entire wall line for your dressing table, for your study desk. This entire part is also untapped as well. You can put in a TV console. You come into here, you have a his and her sink, sunken and long bath, separated in terms of WC as well as standing shower. Really much like what you get in a luxury 5-star hotel. In terms of fittings, marble throughout, wall fittings as well, solid material. So sliding panel door, I think very cleverly done. It doesn't have that open closed door system, so this saves space. So third bedroom will be a common bedroom, and the third and fourth bedroom share a common bath right in the middle. So this one we have designed it to be like a kid's room, and the fourth bedroom is almost like the replica of the third bedroom. So if it's a study room, it will look somehow like this. You can flush this entire bay window to be a super long director's desk for you to look outwards. 2 chairs with bottom shelving cabinets. Let's come back to the living room. We'll talk a little bit more about the prices. Let's go. I've talked a lot about the 4-bedders in terms of pricing just now. Sometimes it's very hard to get something above 2,000 with a very good layout for a 4-bedder, and I think this fits the check boxes and fits the bill for a lot of families that are hunting for 4-bedders. But what about 3-bedders? We have a couple of units here for selection, and that will include some of the 3-bedders at 1572 square feet. It gives you a fantastic size. You have beautiful balcony space as well, and of course similarly you have that gourmet kitchen as well as a wet kitchen and nice landscape living dining. I mean, the quantum will surprise a lot of people. 2.6 for freehold, for 3-bedder. A lot of projects in the mass market condos are already inching in terms of resale towards 2,000 PSF already. And if you look at the new launches, they are already inching in the range of 2.4, 2.5 PSF. If you're getting this at 2.627 for freehold in the Bukit Timah address, vis-a-vis mass market condo at 2.5 per square foot, it is the same per square foot that we're talking about, but it's a totally different locale and a different tenure. And this is a freehold versus on a 99 years tenure. So of course, every project has its pros and cons, but this is really suitable if you're hunting for CCR development. I think CCR is a hidden underlying zone that is prime for growth. In fact, all the way starting from about 5 to 6 years ago, the number of transactions being borne by foreigners compared to Singaporeans and PR is already so low. It's less than 5%. Even with ABSA of 30% and 60% coming in, now they are less than 2% on a per annum basis, and foreigners are contributing so little to the residential transactions. But just have a look at our price index growth from 2020 to now, is that every year to year is still increased by about 5 to 8% on a per annum basis. This just shows us the strength of the Singapore residential property market. It's being primed and supported by local buyers. In fact, a lot of local families are buying into CCR to hunt for good schools. They're either renting, buying, investing, and they start to realize the value of some of the freehold properties over here. So I think most importantly is that when we try to balance out all the numbers and you look at 4 over million for a 3-bedder, 5 over million for a 4-bedder, and compare it with what you can get in the Balmoral region, then the entry quantum also makes a lot of sense. But you can try to balance out whether do you need a 3 or 4-bedder, but most importantly, when you come for a viewing with our prestige team in PLB, they're going to show you this unit that we have here. Do remember, give us a call at the number right here below or click on this link towards the landing page. All the information will be provided there. And last but not least, my name is Melvin of PropertyLimBrothers. As always, happy to show the place. Take care.
But it's really very quiet here.
Very good, oh.
Extremely quiet.
Not enough bedrooms.
I give you 200k discount.